What's up everybody, my name is Ray. I appreciate you checking out my channel. Right now, the NBA seems like one of those high school relationships where one week they're madly in love 9th graders, the next week they hate each other, and then the following week you see them engaged on social media. And the reason I say that is because just 2 days ago, in fact less than 48 hours ago, I made a video talking about how a vast collection of NBA players were saying that they wanted to boycott the rest of the playoffs due to the entire situation with Jacob Blake. Now, I'm not here to give my stance on that, I'm just here to present the information. You guys are free to give your opinion in the comment section down below if you choose to do so. So like I said, not even 48 hours ago, I made a video talking about how NBA players did not want to play anymore. And then just yesterday, I put out a new video saying how the NBA and its players agreed to continue the playoffs despite what was said the night before. However, in yesterday's video, I made it very clear that we did not know when the NBA was resuming, however that it appeared to be that the games were going to resume as early as tomorrow. And now here I am once again with a new video giving you the latest and greatest information. So Ray, what is there to know? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, the NBA put out a statement this morning with 3 things that NBA players, NBA personnel, and NBA team owners have agreed upon. And these are just 3 things that they all agreed upon, or at least they all agreed upon, in order to continue the NBA playoffs. So let's get into the first thing they all agreed upon. According to Woj, they all agreed to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. No, but seriously, if you haven't done that already, I'd really appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the first thing that the NBA put out, and make sure to stick with me until the end because I am gonna tell you guys why I don't necessarily think the NBA is being completely honest with us. So the first thing they agreed upon, it says, the NBA and its players have agreed to immediately establish a social justice coalition with representatives from players, coaches, and governors that will be focused on a broad range of issues, including increasing amount of voting, promoting civic engagement, and advocating for meaningful police and criminal justice reform. And that's all great. If you believe in something, whether it be this, whether it be in McDonald's raising their prices, I don't care what you believe in. If you believe in something, I am glad you're doing your best to stand for it. However, I'm not too sure what the NBA is really going to do about this. Because what more can the players really do? Besides sharing awareness on social media, besides wearing a social justice message on the back of their jerseys, and besides donating money, I don't really know what more these NBA players can do. And I don't mean to say that in a negative way, I'm genuinely wondering what more can these NBA players do? And that's not their fault, they're NBA players, they're not politicians. It's not like I'm expecting them to do anything. Whatever these players choose to do is just coming from the heart at this point. It's not like they're required to do anything under the law. But then that leads us to the second point, which isn't just talking about the NBA players, it's talking about NBA arenas. So let me go ahead and read that to you. It says, in every city where the league franchise owns and controls the arena property, team governors will continue to work with local election officials to convert the facility into voting locations for the 2020 general election to allow for a safe in-person voting option. Jesus Christ, this is all one sentence, hold on. To allow for a safe in-person voting option for communities vulnerable to this pandemic. So in other words, NBA arenas are going to be converted to voting facilities. And then the third thing that's on here is kind of what made me think that the NBA isn't really doing as much as they claim to be doing. And I'm about to get to that in a second, but let's read the third thing that they claim to do. It says, the league will work with the players and our network partners to create and include advertising spots in each NBA playoff game dedicated to promoting greater civic engagement in national and local elections and raising awareness around voter access and opportunity. So in other words, we're going to be seeing more social justice messages on basketball courts, in the NBA bubble as a whole, and just anything to do with basketball in general. But now here's the reason why I don't really buy what the NBA is saying. After these 3 statements, they put out a little quote, and that quote says, these commitments follow months of close collaboration around designing a safe and healthy environment to restart the NBA season, providing a platform to promote social justice, as well as creating an NBA foundation focused on economic empowerment in the Black community. And don't get me wrong, all of that is great. So if we are going to fight for equality, I'm all for it. However, this is why I don't really buy what the NBA is saying. Once again, let's look at this quote. The first thing the NBA said is that they're going to be establishing a social justice coalition with players, coaches, governors, all that, to focus on all of these issues going on. And my question is, isn't that what you guys have already been doing? We're already seeing Black Lives Matter messages on the basketball court. We're already seeing social justice messages on the back of jerseys. We're already seeing NBA players spreading awareness on social media. So besides working with governors, which they say they're gonna do now, I don't really see anything new that this letter is telling us. But that's just the first point. Let's get to the second one. The second point they made was that now they're gonna be converting NBA arenas into voting facilities. And granted, that is something new. However, the reason why I want to call them out on that is because of that little quote they added at the end. Their quote says, "These commitments follow months of close collaboration around designing a safe and healthy environment, blah, blah, blah." And to an extent, okay, they're correct. I'm sure they have been working on some of this for months. Ever since the season got suspended, I'm sure Adam Silver has been trying to figure out a way for the NBA season to come back. And then after the unfortunate passing of George Floyd, I'm sure they were trying to incorporate Black Lives Matter into the bubble some way or another. However, the fact that the NBA is saying,
"These commitments follow months of close collaboration around designing a safe and healthy..."
Guys, do you honestly expect me to believe that? Like I said in the first point, you guys aren't doing anything differently besides now you're talking to governors. You mean to tell me that rich NBA owners couldn't have talked to governors before if they wanted to? I'm sure these owners have governors' phone numbers in their personal cell phone. I can almost guarantee you every single billionaire knows a lawmaker, because what do billionaires care about? Taxes and tax breaks. So if they really cared, I'm sure they would have done something about this months ago. So for them to say, "We've been working on this for months," yeah, I don't think I buy that. And then the final reason why I think they're exaggerating, they said, "The league will work with the players and our network partners to create and include advertising spots in each NBA playoff game." And my question is, isn't that exactly what you guys have been doing? All these NBA players are wearing Black Lives Matter shirts. We see Black Lives Matter messages on the basketball courts. So once again, what exactly are you guys doing differently all of a sudden? This whole thing just looks like one big message they put out in order to save face. Because after all, a company as big as the NBA can't have all these talks about the NBA boycotting the playoffs and then just 2 days later come back like nothing ever happened. So they needed a message to put out there, and the message they chose to go out with is not the strongest one in my opinion. It seems like they just put out this message to make it seem like they're doing something greater than what they were already doing. And don't get me wrong, I've always been a fan of the NBA, but on my channel at least, I'm always going to say things exactly how I see them. And feel free to read their statement for yourselves. After reading the entire message they've put out, I don't see one thing in there that differentiates from anything they've already been doing. And like I said, I am a fan of the NBA, obviously, if I have a basketball channel. However, I'm not buying this little message from the NBA saying that all of a sudden they're going to be doing all this, because when you really read it, it's a bunch of words that don't really say anything. And that is just my honest opinion coming from the point of view of someone who is looking at this from a completely honest and unbiased point of view. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe if you're new, and comment your thoughts down below. And that's pretty much it. I will see you guys at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the day after the games officially resume. Thank you all for watching. Lakers 2020 champs. If you're still here, consider watching this other video I picked out for you down below. Please just watch it. I'm trying to get to 300 subs, so go watch that video. Let me know what y'all think. And hit the like button on that video too. All right, see you guys.